Hello and welcome to another instalment of Force 13's live events. My name's Nathan Foy this evening, and we are counting down to the 2015 Atlantic Hurricane season, the official start of it at least. And it's going to be a rather interesting event over the next 3 hours. Not only will we be talking about that, but we'll also be tracking Hurricane Andres in the Eastern Pacific as well, which is the first Category 3 storm. The first storm is a Category 3 as well, which is very strong for the time of year. We saw last year with Amanda being the first storm and whatnot. We're joined by several people this evening. First of all, Devon, hello.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. We also have Michael. If we can get him unmuted there, because I can't hear him. We'll come back to Mike. We also have Daniel, hello.
Hello.
Hi. Michael, hi Michael.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I might have to go a bit later though.
Yeah, and we also have Jason, who is pretty early over in
Why
Australia.
do I
so
have
we're electing
Xbox
not to talk
Live?
at the moment. Sorry. What was that, Devon?
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Don't worry about it.
Well, it all starts here.
I need to go sort something out real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Bye.
Well, myself, in my huge professionalism, as they say, I'm not particularly dressed appropriately, and there's a good reason for that. It's because I've not been feeling very well in the last few days, but I have appeared this evening to do the show, and I'll be here until we finish at 1 o'clock UTC, unless something dreadful happens. Daniel, what do you think about this fantastic evening we're counting down to the Atlantic?
Well, I've only been aware of it for about a day.
Right.
I kind of forgot.
Oh, that's typical of you, isn't it?
So, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, fine. Michael, would you like to say something, by any chance?
I think it's muted.
Yeah, no, it's muted because there's some background noise, so it's a pretty difficult affair there for Michael.
Yeah.
If you have any questions and comments for us, by the way, you can always send it in the on the video page right now, and we'll respond to that. Apparently, Michael's got to go somewhere. I don't know whether he'll be going all night or whether he will not be here for the rest of the show or whatever. But
Would you like people to send get well messages to you?
well, I don't mind, but
Go get to bed now. See you guys later.
Good night, Mike.
Dream about the start of the hurricane season, eh? Sorry.
Another man down.
Yeah, it's awful, isn't it? Michael, have a good night.
Good night, Mike.
Okay, then let me show you the latest image of Hurricane Andres right now. There it is. You can see the eye looking pretty nice. Category 3, and a strong one at that. Winds of 125 miles per hour, the latest update from the National Hurricane Center. We also know that Tropical Depression 2E has formed, and the first advisory on that will be issued very soon, it says. Don't know how long soon is, but 100% chance, it says, near. So it appears that storm's going to form, Daniel.
Nothing really to add. I'm sorry.
I mean,
out of interest, I know that the hurricane season for Atlantic starts on the 1st of June. Has an Atlantic hurricane ever formed on that exact date?
I'm sure it has. I don't know whether.
Yes, there are some storms that have formed exactly on June the 1st. I'm not exactly sure if any hurricanes have exactly formed, but I know storms have formed on exactly June 1st.
I'm just trying to let me just see. Wrong month. I thought Hurricane Arthur might have done it, but that was July.
No.
I thought Hurricane Arthur was May 30th to the 31st or something like that.
Nope, last year.
Or am I thinking of a different Arthur?
Well, possibly. 14. It was July 1st. It formed and dissipated on the 7th, I think. So,
if you hear something in the background, I can't do that. That's my brother playing a game, and I can't exactly tell him to turn it down.
I know you feel.
Here's the track map for Andre. It's expected to move towards generally in a northwesterly direction, and gradual weakening expected to take place over the course of the next 5 days. The National Hurricane Center at the moment thinks the storm will start to stall on Wednesday out at sea and eventually dissipate probably on Friday. Devon, what do you?
If I could hijack the show for a second.
You can hijack it for 3 hours, trust me.
CIMMYS currently has Hurricane Andres as a T6.1 and Category 4 hurricane with winds of 117.4 knots.
So, can you tell us what, for people who may not know, what the CI number represents, what it means?
Okay. CI number, or cyclone intensity number. It's the same thing as T number. And what they do is they use this type of imagery, which is called BD enhancement or Dvorak imagery, and every single color, different color here, represents a different number on the Dvorak intensity scale. Here, black is 5, white is 6, gray on top of white is 7, and then there's an even darker gray that can go on top of that, which would be a full 8. Can you please leave me alone?
Oh, there's going to be a lot of this over the next few hours.
Yes. And what they basically do is they take a look at this storm, and they have like standard candle storms that shows exactly what a 6.0 is, or 6.5 is, or what a 5.5 is, and for all different types of storms, like for CDO, Central Dense Overcast Storm with no eye, or a banding eye type system, or a system that is experiencing a bunch of shear, or just a curved band storm that doesn't really have any defined center. Yeah. Or like this, a perfectly well-defined warm core eye with a central dense overcast around it.
And are you surprised to see a storm looking so well this early on in the season, Devon?
No. Okay. And I'm absolutely not surprised, because there has been, what, 6 Category 5s so far this year?
Yeah, around the world. Breaking news.
6 Category 5s. Now, how many of them have been in the West Pacific?
Oh, goodness. Trying to think. My mind's made a mush this evening. At least three.
There's Newell, Dolphin, and I just want to know if there was another one.
Yeah, 3 of them. Maysack as well, but
Maysack was another one. Okay.
In the background.
So, to see that the East Pacific is following suit to the West Pacific having so many Category 5 hurricanes, as well as the Southern Indian and Australian regions, I think the Southwest Pacific also had a Category 5.
Devon, let me cut across you because we have some breaking news. The first advisory on Tropical Depression 2E has been issued by the National Hurricane Center. What does it say? Well, this is as of 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Location 12.4 degrees north, 103 degrees west. That's 380 miles or 610 kilometers south-southwest of that unpronounceable name in Mexico, Zihuatanejo, I think. Or Neho, or whatever. Maximum sustained winds 35 miles an hour, so shy of tropical storm intensity, of course, moving towards the west-northwest, or 300 degrees at 6 miles per hour, 1,007 millibars right now.
RAM has actually also put something out for Tropical Depression 02, an 1800 advisory showing an intensity of 30 miles an hour as well. So.
Yes, indeed. And if just give me one moment, actually, because check out this tracking map. Now, that's one of the most weirdest maps I've seen, Devon. I don't know what you think.
Okay. Well, here's what you can do. Yes.
A bit.
That's what I was about to say. You can turn the central track on, so you can at least try to tell where the storm's heading.
That certainly helps us out. There's no random dots in the middle of nowhere now.
Yes.
So
okay.
It's like a zigzag motion there.
Yes. So what it looks like it's going to do is move to the northwest generally without strengthening, and then it's going to basically stall out and then turn back to the south-southeast towards warmer sea surface temperatures and less shear from hurricane address.
True.
And then it's going to stall out once again and become under the influence of an anticyclone to its north and east, and then start to accelerate off to the west-northwest.
And you know, it's interesting. It's interesting, some of the models several days ago are actually predicting sort of like the reverse of this, where the storm was forming further west and was actually doing a zigzag eastwards, which was rather interesting indeed. Obviously, it appears to be the reverse of that now. I think Michael's back.
If you never give it a chance to get dirty, why are you cleaning it? Leave it away.
We've got noise in the
Just want her to be,
background
so
as
I
well.
want to try and do and enjoy it as well.
Michael, are you here? Perhaps not.
I really hope that you guys can't hear that in the background.
We'll try and get Michael back. It is turned down a little, so I don't think it's quite as obvious as it sounds to your ears, Devon. But yes, there we have Tropical Depression 2E. That's likely going to be our next name. What's our next name, Devon?
Bianca, I think it is.
I'm not Blanca. Okay.
Oh, Blanca. There's a clear difference between Bianca and Blanca.
Yeah.
One letter. Okay. Is my screen share still coming up?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So
As far as hurricane address right now, it is starting to run into dry air on the western side of the cyclone.
well, would you look at that?
So if there's anything that could be weakening it right now, because it's certainly not sea surface temperatures or wind shear is basically non-existent, and sea surface temperatures are at or above 28 degrees Celsius where it is. So if there's anything that could be weakening the system, it would be dry air from the west. And I don't see that impacting it right now. So.
All right then. Stephen P. Shaw says some long-term models have a tropical low forming near the Cayman Islands by midweek. They're moving over Cuba towards Florida. Have you heard anything about this, guys?
I'll check that out right now. I don't know if it'll come up on the GFS or the ECMWF, because those are the only two models that I have absolute access to and actually understand, but I'm going to check them out.
In the meantime, let's look at Jason's screen and what he's showing us. This is the new Tropical Depression 2E. You can see, well, it's a little bit pixelated, at least it is on my screen, but you can certainly see the central part of the system becoming rather exposed as time progresses at the moment in those last few frames, I think. At least that's what I saw earlier, but it's a little bit... the progression of frames isn't working so well on my screen at the moment, so I'm not sure how it's working for you guys at home. But it is a rather exposed circulation at this time. I expect that more thunderstorms will build up upon that storm sooner or later, which would lead to its gradual development, especially when it makes that first turn towards the south.
And my Skype won't stay on Do Not Disturb either, so there's also that.
We just stay with Jason's screen for just a moment. So,
another thing that I also, and this is just something that I've seen, is that if an area is in a drought, in a rather significant drought, a tropical cyclone is probably likely to affect that area at one point or another.
interesting. So when the UK is in drought...
Well, not exactly that, but if there's a large area of drought that's been happening for a while, tropical cyclones usually end up affecting it, bringing some relief to the drought, but I don't know if there's actually any correlation to that.
We'll check out Atlantic models in a moment, but something I need to draw your attention to is the latest satellite indications according to... which website is this, Devon, anyway? Is it SIMS? Currently indicating 6.2 CI number, pressure 944, and its maximum wind of 120 knots, which of course is 140 miles an hour, which would make it a Category 4 if that's to be believed.
Now I'm on the wrong relative humidity model. Okay.
Now, looking at the latest images, it wouldn't surprise me if Andres was becoming a Category 4 storm.
I'm looking at the GFS right now, running through it.
Mm-hmm. Leave us in suspense, Devon.
Yeah, I know it takes a while for me to go through all of this.
Well, let me just reiterate why we're here. In just over an hour's time, about 1 hour and 40 minutes, we're going to be counting down, doing the final countdown to the official start of the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season. Of course, we've already had Tropical Storm Anna, which formed in the Atlantic, but that formed out of season. The official start always is June the 1st. Of course, the Eastern Pacific has been officially active since May the 15th, and that's why we're seeing potentially a Category 4 storm on our hands. As soon as we get any confirmation of that, I'm not sure whether we will or not during the show, but if we do, then of course we will let you know. Have you made any progress, Devon?
I see a weak low forming off of the coast of Florida, but that's probably not going to be anything tropical.
Now, they were suggesting something like that not so long ago, some development near Florida. I've not been looking at models recently because I've not been at the PC very much. I've only come for this event because battling illness and whatnot at the moment.
Which is not exactly the best thing to be battling.
No, clearly. What we're looking at right now is the wind shear map anyway. Let's take a look at this, Devon. And you can see how Tropical Depression 2E is in a high shear environment, which is no surprise why it's got an exposed low-level circulation at this point.
Right.
And Res, on the other hand, looking pretty good. Low amounts of wind shear in its immediate vicinity, especially to the west.
Yes. Yes. That's.
Yes.
Here we go again.
So
I'm just trying to get through this model data as quickly as possible because this crap is so slow to load. I have no idea why.
Well, I'll take a look at the models a little bit later as well, and maybe I can end up showing them as well. Looking at the Atlantic, Devon, you like to describe it as a perpetual graveyard these days, don't you?
Yeah, not looking that great.
If you look at the wind shear, they're huge amounts, apart from a small slot just east of the Bahamas.
Yes, there has been lulls in wind shear in the subtropical regions of the Atlantic, but usually those regions don't become active until mid to late October. So I'm not necessarily expecting any systems to be forming in that area. Where the donut hole is right now is where the GFS is expecting non-tropical low probably to develop, and it certainly didn't look like it was tropical storm strength anyways. And
It's got some models loaded actually. It is the Eastern Pacific, but let's take a look at what it's predicting there. Now, where are we here?
Jason's got something up.
Yeah, that's what I'm showing here. I think that's showing Blanca, if I'm not mistaken, right now.
Yes.
If we could possibly rewind to the start, Jason. Oh, here we are. So there's the start. There's Andres moving towards the west-northwest. Not sure if it intensifies or not there, but let's take a look more at Blanca moving towards the north and the south. Then I expect it'll be back towards the northwest again. It's certainly intensifying in those images. Pressure 992 at its lowest on that model run. Nothing behind it either, so unless that small low pressure system near Mexico may develop, but I doubt it. Oh, but then again, very late on. That's 348, 360 hours. now. We're joined by a lot of noise. That must be Michael. Hi, Mike.
Hang on.
Hang on. It's a brilliant intro, Mike.
Okay, I was able to finally rewind. This is where the GFS model shows it at the storm's strongest at 1,000 millibars, which is on Saturday, June the 6th at 5 o'clock Eastern
5
Daylight
o'clock.
Time. So,
All right then.
and let me pull up the wind map here, and not even expecting tropical storm force winds out of it. So,
Those are wind speeds in miles per hour. Yes.
yes.
Michael, hello.
You're right.
Wind speeds are by the colors. The arrows show the direction of the wind. And see here, 23 to 28 knot winds in the southeastern side of it, but probably no more than that.
Michael, if I could humbly request that you mute yourself when you're not talking, please, because of background noise.
There's a pocket of 35 to 40 knot winds actually on the eastern side of the cyclone developing soon after. So maybe, maybe not, but I don't think it's anything tropical. So
All right then.
How about Nathan? I'll turn it down.
Oh, hi, Mike.
I'll turn it off.
You sound a bit muffled now.
Hang on.
Live.
no,
That better?
Very good. Yeah, that's better.
no, just hold that up. I don't want that up. I want
I'm being really sneaky
off,
I see.
on my phone.
off.
Yeah, are you sure you won't be heard?
Pretty sure. I just have to talk. I just have to talk really quietly.
Yeah. Devon, would you like to talk to us about what's going on in your area at the moment as well?
Oh, well, that would require me opening another tab.
Oh, don't worry, I've got it loaded up for you. The storm warning
Oh, you're cheeky.
in effect further south in Pennsylvania, in
Okay.
Harrisburg.
You're in the wrong NWS office.
I know that, Devon. I'm just showing what's going on elsewhere in Pennsylvania, not exactly your backyard.
Yes. Okay. What it's showing right now is apparently severe thunderstorm warnings are to the south and west of us right now, and flash flood warnings are directly to the south of us. There was actually, I saw a forecast out there that there was a 30% chance of tornadoes within 50 miles of our
Right.
area, which is quite high to say the least.
Something to worry about, huh?
Yes. Usually if that index gets up to 40% is usually when a significant severe weather outbreak and or a derecho ends up coming through the area,
And
which we usually get about once per year.
Yes, of course. Your county, which one is it? Is it just north?
It's the big, long, skinny one,
the big, long, skinny one.
just to the east of Scranton.
Oh, I see. I thought you were west for some reason.
No.
Okay, so you're right in a flash flood watch at this point. Do you think you'll
Yes,
see
we
flash
are. We are in the flash flood watch.
Yeah. All right then.
And the scores. I can't speak English, by the way. Don't know if I can bring this over here without
Are you speaking
scaring
English?
the hundreds of children watching this right now.
Don't worry, we're not looking at that presently.
Hold on.
Yeah, we can see now. Anyway, let me just remind people.
Okay. Before the camera focuses on my screen, this is pretty much what the skies have looked like all day long.
Ah, I see.
It actually got so dark at one point, I actually ended up turning the lights on, and it was 2 in the afternoon. So, it's been a rather day as the wires to my computer charger are all tangled up.
Yeah. I'd just like to remind people.
I should seriously just change my profile picture to please wait a few moments, technical difficulties.
Yeah, clearly. I'd just like to remind people that the Atlantic hurricane season is now 1 hour and 35 minutes, because I'm not sure that some people know exactly when it starts, but that is when it starts according to the universal clock. It will be starting at midnight UTC. Current time is 10:26 p.m. UTC. Here in the UK, it's 11:26. Over on the east coast where Devon is, what time's it there?
6:26.
Only 6.
6:26. 5 hours behind.
That's right. That's right. Yes. I'm getting completely confused with my time zones at the moment.
Yes, I completely understand. Every single day I keep on thinking you guys are exactly on UTC, and you're not.
Anything numerical is really getting to my mind today because it must be down to how I've been feeling recently. But the show must go on. Let's take a look at Jason's imagery right now, showing the current storm. Hurricane Andres, Major Hurricane Andres, which may well be on the way to becoming a Category 4 storm. Who knows? But that's what satellite indications are currently indicating to some degree. At least one of them is. Another one that I'm looking at is not as bullish at all. So I don't know which one to go for really, but there is a possibility that Andres is approaching major hurricane intensity. Jason's also looking now at the Atlantic, where you can see there's not much going on. No surprise there, as that's usually the case.
Nathan.
But there we are.
Nathan.
Michael, have you got anything to contribute at this point?
No, I just muted Devon just because I felt like it.
I'm not sure we can actually hear you, Michael.
I muted Devon just because I felt like it.
Yeah, we're getting absolutely nothing coming out of Michael at the moment. I'm not sure whether
Hang on,
you can hear us
can you hear me
or
now?
he's talking there, but I'm not hearing anything.
Can you hear me?
Can
you hear me now?
I don't know whether any of you guys can hear him, but I appear to have lost.
Can you hear me now?
That's because Devon isn't talking, is it?
Can you hear me now?
But there we are.
Hello. You're a fag, Nathan.
There's the Atlantic. So 2 storms are active around the world at the moment. It's only the eastern Pacific ones we're looking at, and that is of course Andres. And now, if you've just joined us and you're not aware of it, we also have a new tropical depression that's formed in the eastern Pacific, Tropical Depression 2E. And this is what the track forecast looks like, expected to move towards the northwest, then turn south and intensify, and then head back towards the north. Devon, it appears you're back.
I'm going to be going offline once again.
Shocking news.
We're dropping like flies here.
Offline right about now.
Right then, have fun. There goes Devon once more. Pablo, I'm not sure whether you'd like to talk at all. Jason would like me to adjust my volume a wee bit, but I can't because it's on the loudest volume possible, so I appear to be a little bit quiet. If that's the case, something's going really wrong with the audio. But there you go, this is the sort of thing that happens. Michael, it appears that you're wrapped in bed covers.
I'm being really sneaky.
Michael, okay, it's clear that you're talking there, but we can't hear you. I'm getting no noise at all coming out of my my earphones. I'm not sure whether it's the case with anyone else, but I can't hear him. It's like pandemonium here. Jason says he can hear Michael very loudly. I do not understand this at all. Might be a good idea for Michael to go off the call and back on again, perhaps, because I really am not hearing anything. So let's take a look back at the Atlantic, pretty quiet. Jason, can we switch back to the Pacific again, please, on that satellite imagery?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, Michael, hello, we can hear you now.
There we go.
What were you saying?
I just have to... Oh, shit. Hang on.
Great.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my audio there. It was very strange indeed. So, Michael, what do you think of the current situation with Andres and the formation of Tropical Depression 2E?
Interesting.
Interesting.
I'll say interesting, to be honest.
Oh, we're looking at Hawaii there.
Can you hear me still?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear now. It appears that everyone else could hear you actually, but I couldn't. I didn't know what happened.
Well, I think it's interesting. I'm just looking at the National Hurricane Center on my PlayStation 3.
And I wonder, looking at that imagery there, I don't know whether Devon's still with us, but Michael as well. If you look at the latest imagery on Hurricane Andres, it appears to me that some of the spiral banding is actually coming away from the storm a little bit, and it's, I don't know, it's interesting to observe. And now there's lots of dry air to the west of the storm. I don't think it's affecting progress in the east. But it's looking interesting, and I do have a feeling this might end up becoming a Category 4 storm. But of course, we have no confirmation on that yet. Michael's there on what appears to be the National Hurricane Center's website.
When's the next Nathan? When's the next update? On National Hurricane Center.
Well, I'm not entirely sure myself. It's going to be 6 hours after their last update, and their last update was at 9 o'clock UTC, I think. So we're looking at about 4 o'clock in the morning our time. So quite away from now.
Hang on.
Michael, everything's turned weird on your screen. Sanity. Jason, are we looking at the depression here? I just sort of caught a glimpse of that. Oh, we're back to the hurricane. There it is as well. Tropical Depression 2E, that's formed. No warnings in effect on land, by the way. I must reiterate that. I don't think I've actually mentioned that yet because there aren't any warnings in effect. So we're just casually observing, really, from these land areas. As we get within 90 minutes of the start of the Atlantic hurricane season, which will be in 87 minutes' time now. We're counting down. We should have done something more special for this event, really, but I've not really had the time to prepare for obvious reasons. Michael? Oh, have we lost Michael? It appears we might have. We're having brilliant technical prowess this evening, aren't we? There we are. Anyway, it's up to me and Jason at the moment, I suppose, till Devon gets back and does some talking. So, this is what we're looking at. Let me try and get some more imagery up then. And actually, we need to take a look at the models, don't we? We've had a look at some of them, but let me take a look at some of the ones that I have on hand. So, first of all, let's take a look at what the CMC has to say. This is the 12 Zulu run. So you can see quite clearly Andres there. What is soon to become Blanca there as well. Nothing in the Atlantic. This is on the initial time. So let's progress onwards a little bit. There's an interesting feature in the Central Pacific there as well, which may also become something. Who knows? As we enter 2 days from now. Clearly you can see Blanca there, a tropical storm quite possibly, Andres weakening, possible depression here, and then we enter 72 hours, significant deepening of Blanca, and gradual weakening of Andres and that other system there further west. Daniel, I think, has joined us. Hello, Daniel, how are you?
Hello.
Hello.
I think... I'm surprised that I thought I was getting a video call from somebody else.
What is this?
A video live event.
Yeah, yeah, clearly.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Don't give me the giggles tonight. Please.
Sorry.
I won't say.
Well, I mean, it would probably make quite a lot of fun, to be honest, Oh, so
Yeah, might as well have a bit of fun.
yeah. Daniel here is the class clown, aren't you? Yeah. I don't know what on earth is going on Michael's screen.
I don't know either.
Outrageous. Okay, let's.
I'll let you headdress, Michael.
Let's continue with tracking this. So 72 hours from now, well, not rapid, but significant intensification. As we get on to 96 hours, still a very strong storm, and now you can see on the CMC model something in the Atlantic, in the Caribbean there, near the Cayman Islands, as Stephen rightly said not so long ago. So that's 96 hours from now, and then that's 90 hours, so let's go to 96, that's 4 days. And then as we progress towards the 5-day period, you can see it making landfall in Cuba. And then you can see Blanca being a very intense storm indeed, possibly at or stronger than Andres is right now, as it nears the coast of Mexico, but probably doesn't affect it too badly. But look at that Atlantic storm moving through Cuba, so that's a significant tropical storm by the looks of things. Then we enter towards day 6, and it deepens quite rapidly, or significantly, near the Bahamas, and then skirts the Florida coast. That would be quite something to behold. I'm not entirely optimistic that would happen, and I think only the most pessimistic people along the Florida coast would be envisioning something like that to happen, but I suppose it's something that we really need to be watching, and if it stays that for quite some time, then obviously we will put some more weight behind that forecast. So that's the CMC. The ECMWF, let me just run through these a bit more quickly because I know I'm taking my time. The ECMWF takes Andres towards the west-northwest, Blanca forming behind that, moving towards the northwest as well, and then headed towards the Baja California Peninsula slowly but surely, never gets there, dissipates before then. Atlantic doesn't appear to be showing anything. So the GFDL on 93E, I assume that is now the new tropical depression, shows Andres as well, and you can see it becoming a tropical storm there. Sorry, Pablo, I seem to have got some noise from your place there. You can see 93E becoming a tropical storm. Does it make it a hurricane? Not quite. 70 knots at that image there. It doesn't quite reach hurricane intensity throughout its life, according to GFDL, of course. The GFS, let's take a look at this. Andres jogging towards the north and south, and then gradually moving towards the west-northwest, and then moving towards the east eventually. And then you can see Blanca forming behind that as well. You can see it really intensifies when it reaches its southern extremity and then moves towards the northwest, where it's a rather strong system. And is that something in the Atlantic, or is that non-tropical? It can be traced as far as Cuba, moves over the northernmost Bahamas, and then heads just north of Bermuda. So that's rather interesting to look at as well. HWRF on Invest 93E. Again, becomes a tropical storm. Will it intensify into a hurricane according to that? Yes, 69 knots, 80 knots actually. So a strong category 1 there. Oh, indeed, a category 2 actually, as we enter day 5. And may possibly be even stronger. Even the HWRF sees that Atlantic system possible as well, near the Florida Keys and the Bahamas. Devon, are you here? Do you have any opinions on that? Now, I think
I'm trying to transfer the CDPS to my other Google account. So, as of right now, with the way that the Atlantic is, I could see that potentially be either a subtropical depression or a weak subtropical storm that could be forming
Devon,
Florida there.
I'd just like to show you what the CMC is predicting right now as well, because you were out of action
Good
when...
Lord, what's the Canadian model predicting?
Have you seen this?
What the hell is this?
Take a look at what happens here as it crosses the Bahamas and then the coast of Florida. What is that, Devon?
That is... Okay. Couple of things I'd like to say. a couple of things I'd like to say.
Yeah, go
A,
ahead.
does that make land? It looks like it's coming back to the northwest. Does that make landfall near Savannah, Georgia?
No, well, I don't think so. Look, it moves more towards the north and
Okay.
then gradually
Nathan.
east.
Nathan,
Michael?
Okay.
Michael?
I may go off because I've got an exam tomorrow.
Michael's got an exam tomorrow. Michael! Why didn't you tell me?
Hmm.
I mean, we all wish you
That
good
is it.
luck.
I tried taunting and
So now here's what I have to. You know what I have? Here's my comment on this. Okay.
Hey, Nathan. Nathan,
Yes, Michael?
can I say something?
Yes,
Yes.
please. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, guys, tomorrow morning there will be updates on Andres and 2E if it becomes a tropical storm, which I believe will be named Bianca, won't it?
Blanca.
Blanca. So yeah, and there'll be updates for me on that tomorrow morning. Possibly around about 6:30 UTC.
Gee.
Um,
it's
just-
a fuck.
Yeah.
Well, don't let it get in the way of your exam, Michael. Who's that in the background? Michael, we wish you the best of luck. What exam is it?
No, I'm going to ask you if university.
Michael? I think we might have lost Michael. Michael, if you're talking right now, we can't hear you, I'm afraid. It's already happened once before, but of course we wish you luck on the exam. And don't let
There
it
we
get...
go.
Oh, there we are.
Oh, sorry, my phone just being an arse.
Yeah, I see.
So yeah, I'll have updates tomorrow morning.
All right then. Well, hope you're in and have a good sleep and whatnot, and hope tomorrow goes well, Michael.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Right. Good luck.
I might stay on and listen.
All right then. Well, you're more than welcome to type in a comment, as is anyone else watching this right now. But there's Michael. When he wakes up tomorrow morning, it will be officially the Atlantic Hurricane Season 2015. Devon, we were talking about something, and I forgot
Yes.
we were going to go on to.
That's on your screen right now. You want to know what my comment is about this?
Yeah?
Canadians.
Careful now.
Well, it's the Canadian Meteorological Center model, correct? I imagine that's what CMC stands for.
I believe so.
Okay. So it has a
I mean, it is well known for doing these things. Oh, Devon, by the way, there was a question from Pablo, which he's rather annoyed that we haven't answered yet. He wants to know where you live.
Oh. Well,
Look at the map.
for a vague impression of that, it would be not too far to the south and east of Scranton on the Wayne-Lackawanna County border.
So you're in that little area towards the south of that skinny county, as you described it earlier.
Yeah, you see where basically like the skinniest part of it is, where there's like a little choke point.
Yeah.
I live basically on the border of the county just to the north of that.
Oh, he wants to know what city as well. He's a
Oh,
nosy.
I guess the closest would be Hamlin.
Would be where?
I guess the closest would be Hamlin, but I don't exactly live in a city or a town. I live in the middle of nowhere. This road is actually not in the boundaries of any defined city.
No, Pablo, he doesn't live in Binghamton.
I thought you lived in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he does. He does.
This would be the closest.
Oh. All right.
And Daniel joining us this evening is
But
in Manchester.
My house isn't in the boundaries of Hamlin. It's not in the boundaries of Lake Ariel. It isn't in the boundaries of Maplewood. It isn't in the boundaries of Saco or Mount Cobb or Tresslerville or Hollisterville.
We're sure getting accustomed to where to where Devon lives. Daniel joins us from Manchester, but not Manchester in America. Manchester here in the UK, don't you, Daniel?
Yeah.
In-
I do live. No, where I live is in the Oldham Borough.
Yeah. And how's the weather been there?
Okay, I guess nothing interesting.
I can certainly attest to
What
that.
all about?
Yeah, yeah. Today it reached a high of, I think, 56 Fahrenheit or 13 or 14 Celsius. What we're looking at right now is an image of Jason's map showing the whole area. You can see the eastern Pacific, the dry air, copious amounts of it west of Hurricane Andres. You can also see Tropical Depression 2E towards the east as well. Devon, anything to add about the current storm Andres?
The 2200 has come out for Sinus, keeping it at 944 millibars and 120 knots.
Yeah. Okay. And we don't yet have any satellite indications of Tropical Depression 2 yet either. Let me just take a look.
I'll take a look, but I don't think so.
I'll take a look as well. But it should come out soon. I'm not sure what their protocol is, whether they do it if it's a depression or if it's a actual storm. But
they actually are supposed to do Dvorak technique or when it's even an invest.
An invest, yeah.
Because anything that is underneath, because it goes from 1.0 to 8.0, and 1.0 is, I think, 15 knots.
Right.
So.
All right then.
I'll tell you exactly what 1.0 is right now. It's 25 knots.
Ah, okay, there we are. Then again, it might be less than that because there's two 25s there at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
helpful.
sure.
It goes from 25 to 25.
That's weird. Anyway, let me just remind people that it is now, oh boy, my maths, 73 minutes until the official start of the Atlantic hurricane season, according to the universal clock. Ah, Devon's setting up a stopwatch, a countdown. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Yeah, 72 minutes if I'm not mistaken, Pablo. And of course that will be the beginning of June as well. Entering the summer, aren't we? No, Pablo, that is not EDT, that is Universal Time. In Eastern Time in the United States, and of course any time zone that shares that time, it will be another 4 hours yet. Another 5 hours yet until we enter June the 1st. So quite a long time to wait for them. But we're doing it by the universal clock, which I think is how it should be. The current time is 10:48 p.m. Universal Time.
Warning. Could not find any results for parts unknown.
Oh my. Jason is boasting, saying it's already June the 1st there. They're of course off season in their tropical regions now. I don't think we'll see any more cyclones until we get towards the end of the year. You never know. But there's Jason's imagery now showing Tropical Depression 2E shown on the Dvorak. And I don't know what Devon thinks of that, but I think he is
I'm busy.
A bit occupied at the moment by the sounds of things.
I'm busy.
What are you doing?
I'm busy with a couple of friends.
A couple?
TV turned way up and you're making them mute my mic.
Devon, please tell Devon. Hello?
I know you don't care.
This is interesting. Devon, hello?
I'm here.
Please tell your little friend there that you're on the television.
I should. And then he's going to be like, "Ooh, can I see it? Can I see it? Does mommy know? Does this know? Does that know?"
Blimey. Devon, can you shed some light on what we're looking at right now on Jason's screen? Anything to deduce from this imagery?
Okay. And now
Hey guys.
Oh, hi, Mike. Welcome back. I was
I
wondering.
screwed up.
I think I'm gonna go now.
Oh, you'd already gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. Go to bed. I was listening before, but I think I'm gonna go now.
All right then, Michael. You have a good night.
Okay. Yeah. So, talk to you guys tomorrow, and also remember I'll put some updates up tomorrow morning on Tropical Depression 2E, if it forms into Blanca, and also I'll update on Andres when it intensifies, really.
Fantastic.
Our official countdown timer has
Oh, wow.
begun.
Have a good night, Mike.
Okay, yeah. Speak to you later then.
Bye bye.
See you guys later. Thanks.
Good.
Bye.
That was Michael, probably for the last time this evening. Devon, where are we?
1 hour, 8 minutes, 28 seconds away.
Yes, of course. That's until the UTC clock, the Universal Time, enters June the 1st. And Pablo...
And actually, we won't see Blanca in May, because the advisory that would come out would be at 0300 UTC.
Indeed, our friend Pablo is absolutely gutted by that fact. He wanted to see 2 storms in May. But he got half his wish.
Comments on the YouTube channel.
Not right now. No. He's got half his wish that came true. A major hurricane in May. Of course, Andres fulfilled that one.
Congratulations, 2 years in a row.
Unbelievable.
Stunning.
Remarkable. Okay, excellent. Think of as many words as possible. I don't know whether Jason or someone has a little bit of light entertainment lined up, or may possibly be able to, because I know Jason at one point had his online web thing where he's doing Guess the Storm. I wonder whether we might want to do a little bit of that in the next hour, because the first hour we dedicated really to discussing what's going on with the current storm activity, because we sort of should really. It would make very little sense to leave that out, obviously, because we do have 2 storms active. Of course, if you've just joined us, let me remind you what they are. Hurricane Andres, a Category 3 storm officially, but quite possibly on the cusp of becoming a Category 4 in the Eastern Pacific. And we also have Tropical Depression 2E, which has just formed in the last hour or so. Andres, the tracking map, according to the National Hurricane Center, remaining a major hurricane for at least 12 hours before weakening. A gradual weakening trend as it moves towards the northwest, and eventually dissipation in around 5 days or so, maybe slightly longer. Tropical Depression 2E, now, on first glance, it looks like a mess, but let me just clear that up a little bit for you if you've just seen this for the first time. That's what we expect. The storm to move towards the northwest, and then do a bit of a zigzag, moving towards the south, and intensifying significantly, we expect, when it moves far enough south, and then a turn towards the northwest once more, becoming a hurricane. Devon, do you have anything to talk about for a while? I think I need a slight rest.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. I'm just taking a look at model tendencies, just clicking on random blocks to see what the intensity of the storm is. I'm going to guess that these 2 are the ECMWF model, or one of them are the ECMWF model, or one of its derivatives, all the way out here at the end, which is, I don't know when. One of them has it as a 40-mile-an-hour tropical storm. The other one has it as a Category 1 hurricane. And if we scroll over far enough here, we can see the big island of Hawaii start to come into the picture.
And Devon, I wonder how much the latitude of those 2 tracks makes a difference with its intensity on that. I mean, they are outliers as it is.
I'd imagine the bunch, because this is 45 miles per hour and this is 85 miles per hour. So up here we have 24 degrees sea surface temperatures probably, and this is probably in a 27 to 28 sea surface temperatures. In fact, I'll just bring that up right now. Okay, well, there's apparently a 1 degree Celsius in sea surface temperature. Okay, moving on.
Yes. Well, tell us about the rest of the models. Those lines there.
Okay, you see this one weird one that goes completely berserk here?
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah,
miss.
this has it as a 145 mile per hour Category 4 hurricane.
Gee,
I don't expect to do something like that.
that would be insane.
Okay. Then there's this other yellow one here, unassociated with this berserk yellow one, as it slowly move off to the west-northwest and continue to be a Category 2 hurricane all the way out to here, probably continue to weaken. Here, this blue one, if it shows intensities, it does slowly weakening to a Category 3 hurricane, and it moves off to the northwest, and then all of a sudden takes a sharp turn towards Mexico, the Baja Peninsula, and here at the furthest point is 60 miles per hour. Here is another one that does not track wind speed.
And we think about this, and you look at the models there. It's pretty clear that it's not going to be a storm that affects land either.
Well, these two here, which I think might be the GFS and something else,
As a tropical storm, anyway.
has probably a tropical depression landfall somewhere on the Baja Peninsula of California.
Okay. What's that noise?
My brother.
Oh boy. Oh, remarkable.
Okay.
Devon's
And
house
then
sounds rather.
remember that little zigzag pattern that we had on the cone?
Yeah.
Well, basically exactly followed by the model consensus here.
Well, yeah. Look
Moves
at
up
that.
to the northwest, moves to the southeast, moves back to the northwest.
Not many outliers to that either, are there?
No.
So that's interesting. Jason.
There's this weird another one that goes berserk and develops it to a Category 3 hurricane.
Gee, it's crazy. Jason's got something to report, apparently. A magnitude 3.5 earthquake has occurred 14 miles south of a volcano in Hawaii. I believe that's on the Big Island.
Yeah,
Do we have any news regarding
that's the only volcano that's active on Hawaii, I believe.
Sorry, Daniel, what was that? You were saying?
Do we have any news regarding the volcano that erupted in, no, not volcano, the earthquake in Japan yesterday?
Not well. I'm not sure. I don't know whether Devon knows anything about that, or indeed Pablo, or
This is
Jason.
news to me right now.
You didn't know about it?
No.
There was a magnitude at least 7.8 earthquake near the islands off Japan, way off Japan.
Let's see here. I see.
I can't remember the name of them.
This blue one expects 110 miles per hour. I'm seeing if any of these potentially expect a major hurricane. Oh, subtropical storm, so it stops tracking strength there.
Jason's also showing us another image of another volcano, actually, from Himawari 8 True Color Satellite image. This was from early this morning, I think, nearly 24 hours ago, if I'm not mistaken.
There you go, actually. This one expects Category 3 strength. Here.
Devon just cutting across me there. We'll come back to that in just a moment, Devon. Just like to describe what this is. It's a dense plume of ash from an eruption on Kuchino Iwabujima in Japan. Yeah, that was yesterday, apparently. Sorry about that, Jason. So that was rather interesting. Is that still going on? I'm not sure. But the seismic activity and volcanic activity is rather active at the moment. Devon, tell us about what you've got on your screen there.
Yes, if you can see this purple model, which doesn't exactly take it very far south when it cuts back, actually has the storm at a peak strength of 115 miles per hour. So there's a possibility of a major hurricane.
Okay.
Hooray, hooray. Oh, has this as a Category 2 here, just south and west of Cabo San Lucas. So, I'm pretty sure that's an outlier in strength, though, because this is no strength. This is no strength. This is a tropical storm of 65 miles an hour. So.
Devon, the more we look at Andres, the more, at least I, become impressed by it. What do you think of this right now, Devon? Looking at my screen, this is the visible imagery.
If I can get to your screen. Yes, is that the RV top imagery? Now if I can go to the visible imagery.
That's visible.
Yes.
Really?
And now the eye has completely opened up. Which
it looks like a Cat 4 to me.
The anticyclone around the system appears to be absolutely impressive.
Yeah.
So you can forget about wind shear affecting it. The only thing that could possibly affect it right now is that dry air.
Yeah.
And I'm going to refresh the Simus page right now. If we have 2230, where are we at?
It looks almost completely like it's a Category 4 to me. Pablo agrees. I'm not sure whether Jason agrees, but I mean the satellite indication suggesting it. Well,
Eyes on the latter of those images are starting to look a little jagged on the western side.
possibly.
Just, I don't want to be a party pooper here or a buzz killer or anything like that.
Yeah.
So let's see here, 58 minutes left.
Whichever way you look at it, it's an explosive start again to the Eastern Pacific hurricane season.
Hooray! And now this is when we're supposed to put the party emoticons on Skype.
But
Beg your
yes.
pardon?
What?
Did he just swear?
No, Daniel.
Oh,
This is swear.
Sorry.
But there you are. With 2 minutes past midnight here in the UK, which means it's already June the 1st, believe it or not. But Universal Time is 1 hour behind. We're in daylight savings time here, which of course puts us 1 hour forward. Universal Time, it is 11:02 p.m. The Atlantic hurricane season officially begins.
Well, you can just go.
15 seconds. Stephen P. Shaw says 7.8 earthquake miles south of Tokyo, the deepest or strongest recorded force in Japan at a depth of 678 kilometers. It was a very deep earthquake indeed. I remember seeing that at the time. It was one of the deepest. I mean, I don't really track earthquakes so much, but it's certainly one of the deepest I've ever seen. Devon, do you track earthquakes at all?
No.
Ah. Have you ever experienced any over there in Pennsylvania?
I have.
No.
Daniel's not in Pennsylvania though, Daniel.
I have in the UK
Yeah.
in 2008, I think.
Right, yeah, we did have one.
We were supposed to be able to feel the earthquake in Washington, D.C., but that never happened.
Is that from all the? Is that from fracking that they're doing over there?
And Devon, wasn't there an earthquake that coincided with the passage of Irene as well?
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I'm pretty sure there was. Anyway, we're looking at more visible imagery now. This is of not the Moisture Tropical Depression 2E, and you can see how initially the central circulation of the storm became exposed, but you can see how it's now become how the storms have again reached over the center of circulation again. So possibly some consolidation going on at this time.
My name's Jackson now, by the way.
Has Pablo got anything to say? It's very quiet this
evening.
evening.
Say that again, Daniel.
Has Pablo got anything to say?
I don't believe he does at this point, but he's more than welcome to chip in if he feels so.
Very quiet.
He's usually more of a text typer, so.
Yeah. I see.
Daniel, please, if I could request
Oh,
you
yeah,
to
you
mute
checked my channel out for
yourself.
that house. Oh, yeah, that's on CS.
As he's
Sorry?
just done. To mute yourself when you're not talking, if possible.
Sure.
Thank you. Devon, what's going on there? Devon, excuse me.
Hmm?
Why are you... You're looking pretty weird, if I may say so.
Don't worry.
You're looking a bit like Michael did a few minutes ago.
I like your cape or whatever it is.
Jason says, what is this?
Everything's
No,
alright.
Jason, don't say things like that on text. Thank you very much.
What did he say?
No, don't look. Anyway,
No. It's just Gene. You know, he just wanna.
he's just replicating. He's just simulating what Jean would say at this point. Jean is
Yeah.
another one of our
Yeah,
team.
no, that's the thing you need to know about Sean,
Yeah.
or however those Frenchies pronounce it. It's I wanna.
Jean. Yeah, he's a lot of fun. And he joins us from Mauritius. He posts every day on Force 13's Facebook page about the conditions in Mauritius, even though there are no tropical storms active over there. Probably
Let's see what Jason put.
won't be for several months. Pablo says Andres reminds him of Emilia in 2012. That was, of course, a Category 4 storm. It was straight after Daniel, actually. Not Daniel Hudson,
What?
either.
Me?
Hold on. How was an A storm directly after a D storm?
Emilia, Emilia. Went straight after
I'm
Daniel,
dumbfounded.
which was another major hurricane. And yes, as Pablo says, Fabio was another strong storm as well. I remember tracking all of those on Force 13, one of the first storms I ever tracked, actually. The first.
Where's your
13
sheet
storm.
gone, Nevin?
I beg your pardon.
Where's your sheet gone that you had? Whatever it was.
Yes.
Your toga or whatever.
I have tracked Igor actually, Pablo, or Igor, in the Atlantic. I just didn't do any videos on it. I've been tracking technically since 2009. Oh, we've lost Daniel. That's unfortunate. So we're still looking.
Okay, I might have. Okay.
Let me
Let's
just
go back to screen share because I have so many things I want to share with you guys.
All right. Well, first of all, let's go and take a look at some of the different imageries. Oh, Devon, you're actually looking at exactly what I'm looking at right now.
Yes. I also decided to pull up I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I also decided to pull up a sea surface temperature overlay on it as well.
Oh yes, it's pretty difficult to see.
And it's just now crossing over into 27 degrees centigrade waters instead of 28. So
interesting.
could potentially mean some weakening is due.
Yeah. All right then. Taking a look at my imagery, obviously we've seen that from Devon, but here's some other views on it. Devon, I'm not sure if you might be able to ascertain anything from this imagery at all. I'll just cycle through them as we go along.
Okay.
This is
That's
SSG.
JSL.
You can
Okay.
certainly see the presence of that.
I think probably the most extravagant thing is the development of the large eye within the cyclone.
Yeah.
That's basically the major development in this storm.
How's its eyesight at the moment?
2040.
Well, Pablo just mentioned the possibility that it could be becoming an annular hurricane, and I wondered that as well. That's what I wanted to say when the spiral bands were sort of just felt like they were coming away from the storm. I just wondered whether that process might be actually happening. I'm not sure.
As far as becoming an annular hurricane, I see it. It's certainly not one right now.
No.
I'll have to see the deeper bands go all the way around the eye. If so, it can have a perfectly circular eye. Great, and if you don't know what an annular hurricane is, a great example of that would be Hurricane Isabel from 2003.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you want to go back a little bit further, Hurricane Lewis of 1995.
Devon,
Yes,
I've got a
that's
question.
a long time ago.
Uh-oh.
I've got a
What did I
question
screw up?
for Devon. How old
Yeah?
are
What did
you?
I screw up? How old am I?
What kind of a question is
Yeah.
that?
Just
I'm old
interested, I
enough.
think. Okay.
I'm old enough.
Here's an image of Isabel on Jason's screen. That's a perfect example of an annular hurricane. How about it, Devon?
Um, I'm trying to think of things to say.
Oh.
Without repeating
That's
myself.
a first. That's a first.
Welcome
Yes,
to my
I'm
world.
trying to think of what to say without repeating myself because I'm just saying the same thing over and over again, just in a different fashion. Oh, this looks like
Sounds
this.
like
Looks
me.
this.
well,
There's a
let
reason why my videos are only like 4 minutes long.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's see about changing the topic a little then, shall we? Uh-oh. I mean, I'll leave it open to anyone if anyone wants to talk about anything in particular. Pablo's showing us Super Typhoon Nestor, which was in 1997. That's another annular hurricane, apparently.
That's a great example. I believe as Hugo was approaching the United States, it was close to being an annular. But I wouldn't exactly quite say that.
Well, that I'm not sure about. And I don't know whether... Oh, Jason's looking at more imagery there as well. There's another image of Isabel. Yeah, interesting. Look at the size of that eye.
Yeah.
Enormous.
That's the thing about annular hurricanes. The eye is usually very, very large in comparison to the CPO.
Wow. That's an eye opener.
An eye opener.
Oh, wow. I rage quit.
The joke's all coming out now.
Hey, why are you muting me?
12 minutes past 11 UTC. That means there are just 48 minutes until the start of the Atlantic Hurricane Season 2015. We're trying to see Hurricane Daniel near peak intensity there as
I'm
well.
not sure if
Pablo's
this falls underneath the list either, but I believe Hurricane Epsilon as well.
Epsilon. I have no idea.
Wasn't a strong hurricane, but
All right then. Of course, Epsilon formed in 2005, the record-breaking season. Oh yes. How's it looking outside now, Devon? Any flooding going on?
No. I report no flooding, calm winds, no rain, and a very, very cloudy day.
Sounds like the UK.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. Yes. Like what you're seeing out here right now is a crappy day for us. It's a normal day for you guys.
Thanks very much, Devon.
When does the UK summertime start? When does it start to get hotter? Is it around June time?
Worse, UK or Seattle?
Oh.
In what way, Daniel?
Where there's a noticeable increase in the temperature.
Meteorological summer begins on June 21st.
All right.
I think it is.
Jason has pulled up the imagery of Hurricane Epsilon.
It's just what I was looking at before. And let's take a look at what warnings are in effect in the US right now. And severe weather warnings are few and far between. There's no tornado warnings in effect of any kind, or watches even. There are some flood advisories in effect for central parts and some parts of the east as well.
It should also be mentioned that May is the most active month for tornadoes in the United States.
And now it's the end of it.
And that also means with hurricane season starting, tornado season will be coming to an end and will be on a decline until about mid to late September, where there is a secondary peak in the so-called Dixie Valley, probably associated due to landfalling tropical cyclones producing tornadoes.
Oh, I see.
Nathan,
Yeah.
I know this isn't exactly relevant to the subject of weather, but did you manage to solve the problem you were facing with your microphone?
Well, I believe so. And by the way, it
Oh.
doesn't have to be related to weather, because we
Oh,
are
of course.
a little bit of everything this evening. I don't mind us being in a sort of party mode in a way, to be honest, because
I could go on a 15-minute rant about NASCAR, but I don't think you want me to do that.
Can I go
if you want to see that, you can visit Devon's channel.
Can I rant about something?
Because Devon does a lot of
Yeah.
Devon does a lot of talking on his thing. Daniel, go ahead with your rant.
I haven't got one.
Oh, well, that's
Just asking if I could. Sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint.
very disappointing.
Find me something to rant about and I'll rant about it.
Devon, I see there are still freeze warnings in effect for very northern parts as well, Michigan and in.
Yeah, freeze warnings can persist into late May and early June for the UP of Michigan, Wisconsin, and the icebox of the nation in northeast Minnesota.
The icebox.
Yes, the lowest temperatures in the continental United States are actually measured in that northeastern part of Minnesota. A lot of lakes there, a lot of freezing temperatures, and it can knock the humidity down a little bit with the frozen lakes, actually.
Right.
And since it's such a continental area, the temperatures can just plummet.
really
International
interesting.
Falls is, I believe, on average, year-round, and especially during the winters, the coldest official meteorological station in the continental United States.
Remarkable.
And note this, I say continental because Barrow, Alaska.
Alaska, yes. Of course. So this, I mean, most of the action's actually going on in Pennsylvania at the moment, believe it or not. So it's
Yes.
Devon's Day. Severe thunderstorm warnings west of Du Bois there. I'm just going by the place names. I'm not familiar with the area. Northwest of Lancaster.
I'm just trying to take a look at that. That's probably just to the east of Oil City there, probably. There is also a severe thunderstorm warning to the north and west of Lancaster. I'm not 100% sure where the Reading area is, but I think it's in somewhere in that area.
Right.
And there also appears to be severe thunderstorm warnings probably south of or including Hazleton. So
Let me just go a little bit further east and see if we can see
Yeah.
anything more
I
there.
think New Jersey might have some things.
It's taken ages to load, I don't know why.
Because the National Weather Service is freaking terrible. Why did it go all the way up to New York?
I have no idea. But there's
But,
another.
okay, well,
severe
there's
thunderstorm warning.
severe thunderstorm warnings for the Perth Amboy region in New Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah.
And it looks like that they actually extend all the way for the northern coast there, might even extend all the way to Sandy Hook. So if
Oh.
you're currently on the beach of Sandy Hook, I'd suggest getting into your car.
It's warm over there at the moment, isn't it?
Might be.
Might be. I mean, I have no idea. It certainly was a few days ago. Daniel?
I've got a suggestion for a hurricane-themed party game.
Right.
Pin the eye on the hurricane.
Pin the eye.
Obviously, it wouldn't apply to all of them because not all of them develop eyes, do they?
Is
Yeah.
that supposed to be a drinking game, Daniel?
No, just a fun party game, perfectly innocent.
That down button doesn't even work. I had to go southwest. Oh, there we are. That's a better view.
Yeah, that would be Mount Holly, New Jersey map. That's the correct one.
So there we are. That's where most of the action is
So
at the moment.
basically, flash flood watches for a lot of northeast, central, east Pennsylvania, northwest New Jersey, and
Am I right in saying that
New
even
York.
am I right in saying that even New York City's under a flash flood warning there or not?
Yes, it looks like the New York City is underneath a flash flood warning. Obviously, since New York City's in a flash flood warning and the way that the officials are handling the situation, they're probably going to evacuate everybody more to the extent than they did for Sandy.
Really?
No.
I would be
It's
surprised.
just the overreaction and the panic of the public.
Yeah.
Wasn't
So I
hurricanes?
know that they seldom do flash flood warnings, especially for the New York City here. I remember when a couple years ago, there was a tornado warning for Yonkers, and there was a huge traffic backup
Wow.
trying to get into the Bronx. So you try to move the 8, 10, 15 million people that are in that area, and it's just mass congestion.
Martina,
I think
Sorry.
2 million people live on the island of Manhattan alone.
It's a lot.
Wasn't Hurricane Sandy once dubbed Frankenstorm or something stupid like that?
What?
It had a silly name.
Why not? It would have been a major, well, it was a powerful category storm.
It did cause a lot of damage, but
Yeah.
even before it was planned to
If
do
we're
that.
talking about how often storms affect the area, it's usually about once every 20 years there is a pretty decent storm to affect New England and its regional area, but there has been many more frequent storms recently. There's obviously the 1938 hurricane, which I imagine will probably be discussed on Hurricane Week, I think.
Ooh, who knows?
If we take a look at Hurricane Hazel, that actually caused hurricane force winds in Canada. Went right through Pennsylvania. Hurricane Gloria, 1985. Hurricane Bob, 1991. And Hurricane Floyd, 1999, all came off the eastern seaboard. And then we didn't really have a good storm until Irene/Lee in 2011. And then there was obviously the big one, Hurricane Sandy.
Yep.
Devon,
Why?
are you familiar with Hurricane Santa?
Hurricane who?
Santa.
You mean Tropical Cyclone Tracy?
No, Santa. What's so funny? It's a legitimate question.
That's ridiculous, Daniel.
Look,
What about
I made Nathan here animate a hypothetical hurricane season having a major hurricane hit the Gulf Coast and Christmas Eve, but no, I'm not familiar with Hurricane Santa.
what about Hurricane Rudolph?
I think that actually exists.
No,
Really?
I do not think so.
Why?
I would not be surprised if that actually exists.
It's a
The
real
closest
name.
we
Why?
ever had to Santa was Cyclone Santa Catarina, which Pablo will know a lot about.
That is actually just something, Katarina.
But still, what about Hurricane Claus?
No, Martina Julian says Houston got pounded with a lot of rain this month, flooded parts of the city. I needed to get that one out.
Hold on, what about Hurricane Klaus? Yes, it was retired.
Yeah, with
Oh.
Hurricane Klaus.
Not Santa Claus.
No. Let me just look at the
One of
naming
the
list.
weakest storms to ever be retired, if my memory serves me correctly.
Certainly not the weakest.
No, certainly not the weakest.
I'm sure you know which one that is. There's been no Rudolph, by the way. Get your act together, thank you. Devon's lost it. I'm on the verge of doing the same, thanks to Daniel. Let me
Sorry.
just also point out that we've also got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Florida. Near or over Fort Myers. Actually, that's over, isn't it, there? You can see the radar there. Some severe thunderstorms, a line of them along the west coast of Florida, but in particular over the area around Fort Myers, just east by the looks of things, and it appears on those latest radar frames it might be petering out a little bit. Devon, where's Devon gone?
Did we lose it?
I think Devon's actually finally lost it, but I'm not sure. We'll have to confirm
dear.
that. We'll record it as breaking news. Daniel, it's just me and you now, it seems.
Yeah. There's been Hurricane Flossie, hasn't there?
Yes, there's been plenty of those.
What about Hurricane Fluffy?
No. Daniel, have
No.
you lost the plot as well?
No,
Devon,
this is that
welcome back.
Flossie's a really stupid name.
Right.
Oh, I've seen more
Sorry.
stupid names.
What's the silliest name you've ever seen, Devon?
Oh, I'm trying to, let's see here. Oh, wait. I actually can't say what's the silliest name
Oh.
that I've ever seen, but the second silliest name I've ever seen, I would probably have to say would be Sensing.
Oh, he's
Everyone watching at home, or wherever you're watching us, send in your weirdest hurricane names that you've ever seen, or storm names. Jason has some. The ones that he likes is Typhoon Long Wang
Mm.
and Cyclone
Oh, for God's
Willy.
sake.
And
What's so
Cyclone
rude
Willy.
about
Those were two actual storms that have
that?
formed.
Perfectly innocent.
I didn't say they weren't. I didn't say they weren't, Daniel. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect in Kansas over the border into...
Oh,
Where is
I
that?
got another one.
It's not Cyclone Dick, is it?
Typhoon Gay.
Yes, that is another one.
What? Hurricane Dick?
No, well,
There is a hurricane written.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I swore that, I'm sorry.
I'm sort of struggling with my places again. What is the state to the west there? Is it Oklahoma or Colorado? I have no idea where I am anymore.
Which one?
West
Colorado.
of Kansas.
Wow.
Okay, the
Colorado.
west there?
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. Okay, so that would be Goodland, Kansas. To the west would be Colorado, yes.
Phew, I got it. So severe thunderstorm warnings along the border there. Over St. Francis, over Cheyenne Wells.
Cheyenne Wells.
Thank you. Pronunciations. Cheyenne Wells. Hey, you learn a new thing every day. So there's where we have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, but no tornado warnings. You can see on local radar a little bit further down as well what the situation is with that. Anything impressive, Devon, or not so much?
They kind of just look like cells. I don't see any supercell formations out of those storms, so
All right, let's move on then.
anything to be significantly concerned about.
And I think that's all the action we've covered. I'm not sure what these are in Alabama and Georgia. They might be small areas of thunderstorm warnings, or they might be something else. Let me have a look. Yes, they are.
How about a long line of thunderstorms?
Well, yes.
Um,
But a severe thunderstorm warning just southeast of Montgomery, and also across the border in Georgia, a fair distance southeast of Atlanta, there is a severe thunderstorm warning there as well. Daniel, what's tickled you?
nothing. Has there ever been a Hurricane Elizabeth?
I think there has.
What about Hurricane Windsor?
I knew you'd say that.
Hurricane Elizabeth may landfall in the UK.
In the UK?
Really?
What a rubbish.
In real life, I don't think there's been a hurricane Elizabeth, but cyclones around the world we have seen. Let me find out. We've seen. Oh no Elizabeths, but variations of that name, I suppose.
Oh, right.
We've had one Elizabeta and one Elizabetha as well.
Well,
and we might also have Liz. Let me see. Find Liz. My extensive database.
Eliza.
Yeah. Where are we? Oh yes.
Get that reference.
No, only Lisa and Liza. 7 Lisas and 4 Lizas. And 3 Ling Lings.
Ling Ling Ming Sing. Hope you think a thing.
has there ever been a Hurricane Wang?
Yes.
No, just Long Wang.
Oh.
Typhoon Long Wang.
Oh.
Has there been a Wang? I don't know. Let me find out. No, there's been no Wang. The closest name alphabetically is Wanda. There's been 11 of those.
Oh, Wanda.
Yeah.
All right.
Wanda.
There's been 11
No.
Wandas. Jason
Wanda,
has
not
just-
Wanda.
Jason has submitted a name, Quang. I loved the name Quang. I called it sounded funny. I called it the Quang.
Yeah.
Quangster.
Oh, it's crazy. Quazy.
We love Quang.
What about Quack?
What?
Queen.
So Devon, just a little update in your area. That whatever counties to your east has gone out of its weather statement, whatever it was, and it's just a flash flood watch
I
now.
believe there has been a typhoon Queen.
Yes, I'm quite aware of that one as well. Let me have a look and see if we had at least one Queenie. It was a long time ago. Daniel, stop laughing.
What
Thank
about,
you.
has there ever been a Hurricane Crawley?
Okay, let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing. There have been 3 storm names in the world beginning with Q. Devon's off the plot again.
Oh dear.
3 storm names ever in history beginning with the letter Q. Queenie, which was used once.
Mm-hmm.
Quentin, which was used twice. And Querida, which was used once as well.
And Quang.
Oh, no, of course, Quang now as well. This database is only current as of 2014, so Quang hadn't been used by this point.
There was a
I want to know what the 3 X-named storms are.
Let me go down and find out. Zhang
Because
Sang,
I
of
know
course,
there's
is one.
Xavier and I know there's Sang Sang, but I don't know what the hell the 3rd one is.
The 3rd one, it's Xena. Which
It
was
was
used
Hurricane. It was Tropical Storm Joyce, wasn't there?
once. Yes, we've had Joyce before. Daniel's
Oh, right.
just doing stupid names because of his. Oh, we won't go there.
What about Hurricane? Let me think. Chring. No, yeah, Chring.
What the hell is this?
Obscure place names in the United Kingdom.
Right. No Hurricane Tring. Anyway. Martina says, if the Eastern Pacific reached so far this year, I can see a lot of Where's Waldo? The name Waldo is on the list this year in the Eastern.
Waldo!
Maybe Wally.
No, Waldo.
Oh.
Willie.
No.
No. Grow up.
I just said Willie.
Yeah.
This has turned into infantile madness.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything? I'm talking about the nickname for William.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we're supposed to have a lot of fun this evening, so please, I mean, we're not going to apologise for that, by the way, because this is not primarily a storm update. It's like a countdown party that's going on here
Yes.
with 5 of us doing it.
The 5
Hold
of
on.
us.
Hold on. The name was Xena? I thought it was Xena.
Oh.
XINA I have on my list.
Okay.
25.
Well then, XENA must be the planet name.
There might have been a Xena. I don't know if my list is complete or not.
Has he been a Hurricane Chloe?
There probably has.
No.
I don't know whether it was a hurricane, but a cyclone around the world I'm sure we've had before.
Chloe.
Let me have a look and see if there's been a Chloe.
Well,
Yes, there's been 4. 4 Chloe.
4 Chloes. What about Jane?
Jane. I can see where this is going, Daniel. No one else will. Only me and yourself.
Yeah.
And maybe 1 or 2 other people here. Jane, how have you spelt that? Is it just Jane? There's been 4 of those.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can spell it with a Y in it.
Yeah.
And there's been none of those.
No.
Only Jaya or Jaya. Used once.
Right.
Jean has been used 11 times.
What about Jean?
Well, it's the same thing, really.
Yeah.
How about this might sound like a completely off the wall name. How about hurricane or typhoon or cyclone D?
How's that spelled? D-double-E?
Yes.
I'm surprised that it hasn't been named at all, actually.
Okay, I'm not surprised.
I am, actually, 'cause it sounded pretty familiar, but never
Longest
mind.
storm name. Oh dear me, I might actually.
Well-
Dear me.
I can't say for certain, but let me just read out a few long storm names. Abayimba is one. There's actually a storm called Adelaide.
Oh. That's a place name, isn't it?
It's in Australia. Jason will know all about that.
Yes, I know all about Adelaide. I think that's the former place of the F1 Grand Prix in Australia.
Sounds like a drink name.
Oh, Pablo's highlighting his name. Brilliant.
Adelaide.
Typhoon Boba, of course, Philippine name was Pablo in 2012. Other names, Adelinina. Oh.
You have any long names beginning with an H in particular?
An H in particular. Let me go on to it and see if I can find it. G-H. Yes?
Has there been a Hurricane Emmy?
Yes, there's been plenty.
Emmy?
Stella. Yeah. There's actually 2 interesting storm names beginning with H. Heliotrope. I don't know how to pronounce that, if there is a pronunciation for it. Is it Trope? I'm not sure. Heliotrope. Helisa Onina as well. Helisaonina. That's probably one of the longest we have.
What about Horace?
We also have Honorinina as well. And Hyacinth with an E on the end as well. What did you just say?
Horace.
Horace.
Yeah, Horace.
No Horaces.
No, really.
No Horace. No Horace. Yet we have 2 Hurricane Hows. H-O-W. I kid you not. Back in the 50s. Let me give you a little quick update on what's going on in the Eastern Pacific then whilst we can. What is this, Devon?
What is it?
Devon's got the giggles. That's strange of him. Anyway. The Eastern Pacific, clearly is. The Eastern Pacific is alive. Hurricane Andres, last we knew, winds of 100 and I've forgotten what it was, 125 miles per hour, and a pressure of 952 millibars. And that Tropical Depression 2E, which had just formed with winds of 35 miles per hour, pressure of 1,007 millibars. Are both expected generally to move towards the northwest, and we expect both of them will also remain out at sea. Certainly Andres likely 2E, but not certain yet. Now, Devon, I'm just going to see if I can find any latest satellite estimates on this.
Oh yeah, I haven't refreshed this. I haven't refreshed this since the dinosaurs went extinct.
Blimey. They had internet.
Yes. No updates. 6.2, 944, 119.
They had internet when the dinosaurs went extinct. Anyway, Martinez says, is there a storm name that is hard to pronounce or to spell? Well, we were sort of half looking for that when we saw these really long names.
Yes.
How about
Pardon?
this? Iphigenie. Iphigenie.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a couple of Atlantic names that really threw me up, but not really, because in the Atlantic Basin we actually have names. God knows what you guys use in the Australian Basin.
Chrysostomo as well, an interesting name. A lot of these come from the southwest Indian Ocean, actually, and they're from quite a long time ago.
Mm.
Is it?
Yes. Hurricane Hortense.
Ah, yes, indeed.
I know that really made a lot of people upset.
Did it? How so?
Because nobody that I know knows how to pronounce it. I know six people that know the storm, and all 6 people pronounce it and spell it differently.
Jeez.
None of them doing it correctly.
Daniel?
Has there ever been a Hurricane Jeremy?
There probably has. Let me find out.
Yeah.
I don't know, actually. No, we've not had a Jeremy. We've had Jerry 4 times, and Jerry with 1 R in it. That's Jery. That's been used once as well.
What about Hurricane Pingu? What's so funny? Perfectly reasonable question.
We've gone from planet Earth to planet Daniel here.
I don't think there has been a Cyclone Pingu.
Yeah, I don't think there will be either.
Oh God, this is ridiculous. Daniel, I don't want
to on screen share. Okay, good, because I'm about to look at some confidential information.
Right.
Oh my.
What were you
Daniel,
saying, Nathan?
I wouldn't want to know you if you were drunk.
No, you wouldn't.
I don't do that though, so I think you're quite safe there.
Whatever you say.
What was it? Oh yeah, has there ever been a Hurricane Fanny?
I'll find out for you.
Okay then.
Go F. Is it F or PH? I'm guessing it's F.
No, F.
Yeah.
This might be different for you.
No, Daniel, we haven't had a Fanny.
Okay then. That's good to hear.
Only Fanappy.
Yeah.
More specific, and Fennell as well.
Oh yeah.
Now, everybody probably knows something about a Hurricane Ophelia. But I have a little nickname for it since it stalled like 3 or 4 times during its extensive path, and it went like between tropical storm and hurricane strength so many times. I decided to nickname the storm Ophelia. Is this actually a name?
No, it isn't.
I'm trying to think of some good names.
Well, let me cut you short, actually, because I think we've had enough on that nonsense. You can do a bit more after midnight UTC.
It's not after midnight yet.
We can do more afterwards, but beforehand, I want to do a little bit of build-up because there's only 15 minutes before the start of the Atlantic Hurricane season.
No.
Now, let me explain.
Now there's 15 minutes left.
All right, thank you. Pablo, first of all, would like me to pronounce 2 hurricane names because he wants me to get it wrong. He wants me to say Hurricane Vinicius. It has a weird accent over the first I, so it's probably pronounced incorrectly. And Hurricane Thomas with a Z at the end. Interesting names, none of which have been used to my knowledge. But I think 1966 Hank says, what numbers would I predict for this season? So, I mean, that sort of gets us on to the point of how many do we all predict in the Atlantic this season, and that will be how we build up to the start of the season, of course, because it's only 15 minutes away. Devon, first of all, if I can come to you, what do you think will the numbers be?
I'm not going to twist that. Sure, you can.
You're not going to what?
Twist your language.
Yeah. Daniel, any ideas at all as to what you think will happen in the Atlantic this season?
There'll be hurricanes.
Well, how many?
I'm not sure. More than 2. Oh, they might even be less than 2. What's so funny?
How many tropical storms do you think there'll be this year, Daniel? Atlantic, yeah?
I'm guessing about 5.
5, yeah.
Or more or less.
Or more or less.
That's
how the NHC make their predictions. They start with 8 and then they say between 6 and 12. Or whatever.
If I get it right.
You only get the recognition of everyone watching, that's all.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh well.
Well, Hank asked me first of all, so let me try and put a number on this. What do I think? It's difficult. It's always difficult. We all know that. I reckon we'll end up with... I think I actually said my numbers not so long ago in private conversations. So I think I will stick to that. And that would be 10 tropical storms. Devon says no. He thinks there'll be less, I'm guessing. But I'm sticking with it. 10. I can't remember what I said with hurricanes. I think I went a bit bold and said 4.
You're a bit bald.
That's many years from now, if ever.
Yeah, hopefully.
And I think I went for 1 or 2 major hurricanes. Devon thinks Devon's got the numbers over anything and everything now.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry for Devon.
You're asking me how many storms are going to be in the tropical Atlantic today?
Well, not today, over the next 6 months.
Over the season, or whatever. And my guess is probably going to be in the round 30.
I beg your pardon.
I can't acknowledge that.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
I think you need to time out.
Okay, no, more serious note, 7 to 9. As
7
far
to
as
9.
hurricanes, I'm not going to be bold. I'm going to do a very modest 1 to 3. As far as major hurricanes, I'm just going to look at you with a dumb face and ask you, what is that?
So let me just reiterate, you said 79 tropical storms?
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I said. 79 tropical storms, 41 of which become hurricanes, 14 major hurricanes, and 6 Category 5s, 3 of which make landfall, all on Florida.
It sounds like one of the hypothetical seasons, Devon. Are you behind those? I thought they were all different people. Martinez says, back in 2010, I thought the name Hermine was pronounced Hermione, like the Harry Potter character.
Oh.
I thought it was Hermione as well. Who cares?
No, but it's Hermione, not Hermine. Hermine, that's how I pronounce it anyway. Hermine has been used 5 times in the Atlantic, and believe it or not, Hermione has actually been used once elsewhere around the world.
Oh. I'm trying to think of some names.
Yeah.
There's
Someone.
one name in the Atlantic Basin that really pops out at me. It's
Go
a
on.
pretty famous name.
Can we guess it?
Kylie.
Probably not.
Can you give us a clue?
Sure.
Good.
It has never been retired since the naming lists were reissued in 1979.
Dolly.
No.
There'll be a few of those.
Yes.
I mean, they have the same naming list as this year, in 1979, I think. Yeah, so Anna, Bill, Claudette,
It isn't a
probably.
name from this year.
Ah, that's interesting. Oh, how? That's strange then, because I'm sure we're using the same list as we did in '79.
Since
Alright.
1979.
Yeah. Oh, I
What
see.
I mean, like, since they created
Ah, I get it.
in 1979.
I get it. So it could have actually been a storm that was introduced after one was retired.
No. It was on one of the original lists.
One of the original lists. So between '79 and '84.
Yes.
That could be quite a lot of storms.
Yes.
Need a bit more help here, Devon.
Yes. It's been used all 6 times.
So it must be not far from the start of the alphabet then,
No.
when you think about
And
that.
I'm about to eliminate all options for you except for one.
No, please don't. Please don't. Because I'm just going to have us look at how many storms formed in those years. And quite a lot, actually. Only 1983 had 4. And Alicia was retired.
Oh, ain't Alicia.
Yeah, we know that. I don't remember any of the storms from that year. Go on then, Devon.
Okay, I'm gonna try to not eliminate all of them but one.
Yes.
Let's see if I can.
Good luck. We'll give you 10 points towards your next game show.
Yes.
That's not fair. I never got points.
At one point or time, the name has been associated with a subtropical cyclone.
Ooh, wow, that's interesting.
That probably gave it away, but
Is it Jolene?
What?
I'm just guessing here.
Yeah, you clearly are.
Is it
I think you might be
Wendy?
thinking about Julienne because you really chopped up that answer.
The only one I could think of was Andrea.
No.
Possibly.
Not Olga.
Yeah, Jason says, oh, possibly Alberto
No.
or Beryl. Was Beryl something?
Yes.
Ah, there we are. Beryl it is.
Is
I
it
was gonna
Nelson?
say, has never been classified as a hurricane. That probably would have given it away.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Has it been a kind of
Never been classified as a hurricane, from what I know.
Wow.
Mm.
1966, Hank says, the person who initially asked the question about storm totals would have this year in the Atlantic, would probably says 941 ballpark figure. They keep saying a strong El Nino and cooler Atlantic sea surface temperatures, but it only takes one hit to count as an active season.
It only takes one hit to count as an active season.
That's what he said.
Uh,
Devon's not pleased with that comment.
No, because that depends on how you define active. Do you define active by how many lives are lost? Do you define active by accumulative cyclone energy? Do you define active by...
But when you think of it, Devon, I mean, if you live in Florida, for instance,
Florida.
or wherever else, I'm just using that as an example.
Florida.
Yeah.
Florida.
And you don't get any storms in a season, you consider it inactive. But if you got one storm landfall, you consider it active, right? As if you're anywhere else around the country.
I don't know. You can ask anybody from Florida.
Well, Florida is a pretty active place, but say...
Ask somebody from Florida to compare the 1992 and 2004 Atlantic hurricane seasons.
Right. I mean, I guess it's different for different places, but you live in Pennsylvania. If a storm affected your place as a tropical storm, you would.
Rare.
It's a rare event, so a lot of people round your way would call it active.
Yes. I think the last time that a storm actually passed into Pennsylvania as a tropical system was Agnes, and I don't think that even passed into Pennsylvania, which means it would have been the storm of 1878.
Good lord, good memory.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Has there ever been a Hurricane Nelson?
Yes, I'm pretty sure there has.
All right. What about Vince?
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes, 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 yes. Double yes. Yes to the yes power. That thing made landfall in Spain.
Oh. What
I
about?
thought it was Portugal just before Spain. Could have
What
been
about Cristala?
Crystal.
Crystal.
Oh, I know about Bristol. But what about
Anyway, guys.
Cristala?
Okay, we've got big news. Hold on, we've got a huge update coming.
What is this, Devon? We've got
Big news. This is probably the biggest update that we've had this year.
sea surface temperatures you'll see in a moment. What's that?
Yes.
Well, in this next 3 minutes, let me talk about the sea surface temperatures real quick. This is what's going on around the world. You can see areas around 28 to 30 degrees Celsius where Andres is actually a bit further over now, isn't it?
Yes, it's in 27 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, right.
My graphic was right.
But where Blanca is forming over much warmer waters, the Atlantic's looking fairly warm. Gulf of Mexico entering 28-degree waters now. Same too for the area around Cuba and the rest of the Greater Antilles. Out in this area, still rather cool. The Gulf Stream, 26 degrees, extending as quite far towards the northeast at the moment as well. The Indian Ocean, very warm at this point, 30 degrees or higher, especially in the Arabian Sea. Not quite as warm in the Indian Ocean. And in the West Pacific, rather warm there as well. The South China Sea being the warmest, around 30 degrees Celsius. Pretty cool south of the equator, as you'd expect at this time of year, because it is getting into their winter. Devon.
Yes. So basically, sea surface temperatures are warm all the way around the globe.
Keep the timer on, Devon. I'm sure you will. 2 minutes and 13 seconds remain.
We have 130 seconds left until I go ballistic and probably start smashing through walls and
really?
cars and
Blimey.
breaking phones.
Devon's crazy, man.
Yeah. Flipping tables. Flipping other things.
I just want to tell you about Stephen's predictions as well. Atlantic, he says, 12 storms.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Ambitious.
Six hurricanes and 2 majors. And Pacific, I'm not sure which part of the Pacific he's talking about, but if it's the Eastern Pacific, it's amazing. Says 28.
Whoa.
17 hurricanes and 8 majors.
You're comparing it with 1992.
Yeah.
This is not 1992.
Are you sure? Well, it isn't. We've got more technology or something.
Final answer. We haven't had a Category 3 hurricane in January in the Central Pacific.
That's true enough, isn't it? Martinez says you guys better pop out the champagne. Sadly, I don't have any. Do you have any, Devon?
I don't have any. I've got a bottle of soda that I can spray all over the place, but then I have to clean it off.
Daniel, any champagne?
It's absolutely gross. Tastes so bitter. It's horrible. How could you drink that?
40 seconds.
40
Down the
seconds.
drain it goes.
Oh my god. This is it. This is it. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. We
I
are
have some Summerfruit wine.
It's gonna happen. Folks, I forgot to remind you, this actually is not the official countdown to the beginning of the Atlantic hurricane season.
God damn it, Devon! Don't say that now. It actually looks correct. Though. Actually, I say 10 seconds on my reckoning.
Yeah, we say something when it's
7, 6,
Six,
5, 4.
Yeah.
We're sort of messed up a bit, but there we are.
1,
Well, there it is.
and hooray! It is now
Happy
the
New Year.
Happy New Year.
And now 8.5 and 9.0 earthquakes are registering globally.
Oh my word. Happy new hurricane season, guys. Even though Anna sort of spoiled our fun a little bit by forming out a season. She just too eager, wasn't she?
Yeah, and you know, I do have to give Anna a little bit of credit. Anna is the earliest landfalling tropical cyclone in the United States since 1952.
Remarkable. And here's a visible image, the latest visible image from NOAA, showing what the Atlantic looks like right now. Ain't it beautiful?
It's very black.
Now I've got bad news.
Yeah? Oh, that's
Yeah.
Is
not
my
good.
screen shared?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Okay, is there any way that you can disable it because I cannot switch tabs? My Firefox is completely frozen.
Oh dear.
Of course, of course. So, in UTC, the universal time, the universal clock that the whole world uses when tracking tropical storms usually. Obviously, they use local time as well, but really they use universal time to not confuse anyone internationally. It is now June the 1st, UTC. 1 minute past midnight UTC on June the 1st, which means that we have now officially entered hurricane season in the Atlantic. Of course, not quite elsewhere, at least on the east coast of the US and beyond, the rest of the US as well. And indeed everywhere else in the Atlantic except for the eastern side of the Atlantic, of course. Here in the UK, it's 1 minute past 1. We're going to be staying on the air for another hour
Oh no.
to talk about anything and everything.
Okay, Jason, thank you.
Definitely can see your screen.
Did my screen share finally go away?
Yeah, it's gone
No,
now,
it's-
Devon.
No, it's still on.
Because I'm going once again and look up some confidential information.
It's gone on my
It's-
screen, but I'll keep
I
it
can
away
still
anyway,
see
just
it.
in case.
I can still see it.
Daniel can still see it, apparently. I
I
can't.
can still see it.
You can still see my screen?
Yeah, the cyclone of the dry air.
No, that's Pablo.
No.
Ah,
Foolish.
shut up.
At least you
Completely
managed
foolish.
to find out
Hey,
it was
I got
dry
you.
air.
Oh, Jason, you made me look.
And there's Pablo's imagery showing. It's still, in my opinion, looking better with every frame, I've got to say. But I do think that it can't be far from its peak. I don't know whether Pablo could show us what it looks like on Visible right now, or Jason indeed.
You guys have all the websites, I don't.
Daniel sounds tired.
It's very late.
It's very late. You can go if you
Yeah.
like.
I'll stay on for a bit.
So you said, so now it is 12 UTC. So how are you feeling, Nathan?
Well, what do you mean?
You still feeling sick?
Well,
Shut up, Mother Nature, nobody asked you.
I really was feeling unwell before the start of this show. I don't think I'll be feeling very well when I finish either, but whilst I'm talking, at least on the air, I'm feeling okay. I'm going to be going straight to bed after this, and I'll probably have a lie-in for 12 hours. So
Yeah.
I've really been rather unwell in the past 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah. I wish I could manage a 12-hour lie-in.
Sorry?
I wish I could manage a 12-hour lie-in. I always end up waking up.
Well, I never usually have one, so we'll see how it
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, experiment.
Nathan, you've been given an ultimatum by Jason.
I've been given an ultimatum by Jason.
An ultimatum.
Jason, how foolish of him.
What,
I've just read.
what did he write?
I can't do things whilst on the air. Gee, expecting too much of me. Or
What's he
maybe
do?
I can. I'm a pretty good multitasker. Devon can talk about what's going on with Andres for a little while.
Okay, well, since I just closed a bunch of tabs, I'm going to try to reopen all of them.
Well, let me first load up what's going on with the visible imagery on Andres right now to see if you can make out anything from that.
Okay, let's see what I can make out. Okay,
Jason is a
this
bossy
is
boots, by the
what
way.
storm looks like right now. The eye is starting to look more like a rectangle rather than a circle, which is quite the interesting thing. The spiral bands, the inflow bands on the northern side of the storm are definitely looking impressive, but there is the possibility that the dry air from the western side of the cyclone is potentially starting to affect it, because you
Devon.
can really see a clear cloudless type band coming into the storm from the western side, wrapping on the southern side, coming up the eastern side. And you can even see that cloudless feature going directly into the CDO, which means that dry air could potentially start to choke the storm off.
You said it looked like a rectangle.
Yes, it looks like a rectangle.
Oh, I'm glad you said rectangle and not something else that sounds similar.
I beg your pardon.
What else would I say?
Nothing.
Okay.
Oh,
Good.
man.
I was about to say, well, what else would I say? I'm trying to figure this out. You're leaving me without anything. Okay, so if we take a look at... If we close that, because that's confidential.
Oh dear.
Shocking.
Oh, I actually forgot to say something about Andres.
Oh, go on.
Okay. Because Andres, and I'm using the Simis intensification estimate of 120 knots, and the National Hurricane Center size data in forward speed motion over the past 6 hours, and putting that into the CDPS scale has given it a rating of 33.
Wow. What does that mean?
It is a minimal stage 6 cyclone, which, if I were to compare that with a storm, I would think that stage 6 would be similar to Hurricane Dennis at its first landfall in Cuba. I think would be similar to a stage 6.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
I think I'll be going now.
You're going now.
Yeah, have a nice night, everybody.
Well, have a good night, Daniel. I hope all goes well tomorrow. You're at college, are you?
No, not tomorrow, no. I'm off on Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, well, that's good.
I'm only in Wednesday, Thursday and Friday.
Good to know.
Okay, then. So, yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's been good tonight, so...
Certainly has.
Oh, yeah. I'll be seeing everyone, and I'll be on the chat room for a bit, and then I'll get off to sleep. So,
sure thing. We'll see you again soon, Daniel.
Bye.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'd also like to let everyone know who's watching that we'll also be running the concluding 2 episodes of Force 13's game show, not in the not too distant future. I'm still not sure entirely when. Devon's is itching to know because he wants to get beat. Don't you, Devon?
Well, I'm preparing for it.
Right.
Wanting to get beat and getting overthrown are 2 completely different things.
If you've not seen our game shows, they occur on the Force 13 Extra channel. That's Force 13.
Which nobody knows about.
XTRA. Extra. Yeah, no one really knows, but some people know about it, trust me. And that's where we sort of run our other sort of non-storm based things. But I think we'll be running the finale, episode 12. That's probably going to be on the main Force 13 channel, just because it's the finale.
And if I lose, I will be the host of it.
Yes, indeed. Well, we're going to have to sort everything out very soon, but there we are.
Okay, so we're taking a look at I almost said typhoon, Andres.
It's very, very easy
Yes.
to do, isn't it?
I'm 100% correct on that. I'm not too far off. Okay. We take a look at the BD enhancement imagery here, corrected for angle, and you can definitely see the rectangular, profile of the inner eye as we
Can you
back
can you
off. We'll
blow
be
that
now
up a
looking
bit,
at multiple
Devon?
things. We take a look at water vapor, and you
Devon,
can definitely what?
could you blow that up a bit, possibly? Oh, there's the
No.
Force 13 extra channel, by the way, guys. That's what we do on there
Don't
at the moment.
know how to blow it up. Oh, there it is.
There we are.
There we go. Okay, so here's what Andres looks like. As the dry air is definitely starting to potentially penetrate the system along those lines. Looking backwards because why not? Let's take a look at the AVN. A lot of ums.
Yeah.
Buddhist.
Very good.
The blues and the yellows are looking rather nice for the cyclone. The dry air on the west is really inhibiting this storm now from developing more on the west, but the moist air from the east is definitely coming in.
So,
As
do
far
you
as
think
the
the storm's
CDO
reached its
itself,
peak?
looking to be very cold. However, the red, which is typically wrapped the entire way around the eye in strong storms, is not quite there. It's starting to erode, or wasn't. I don't even think it was ever quite there, and it is a possible sign of weakening. And even on this imagery, you can definitely see a rectangular shape to the eye, even with this crappy resolution.
Yeah.
Let's pull up the other 4 because I don't feel like this at all. This is JSL2 IR.
So tell me, why does that one look more round?
Well, every single IR has different colors for different temperatures. So this one's looking more round because either this is more the outer eye, and this is more the deeper inner warmer eye.
Okay, I see.
And that's definitely starting to erode, but if you look past that and take a look at the gray in the eye, you can definitely see a rectangular thing to it.
But the grey area, is that actually the eye or an extension of the eye wall?
Well, that's the end of the eye wall per se, and the beginning of where the eye begins. That's when the storm really starts to calm down, and then in its calmest in the warmest regions of the eye.
All right then. Jason reports that there's been a magnitude 4.3 earthquake 51 kilometers southwest of Nikolsky in Alaska.
Okay. I'm imagining that they already know how to deal with that.
Yep, Jason keeping us on top of earthquakes and volcanoes, it seems, at this time.
This is the Funk Top IR. I'm not sure what's so funky about it, but we're going to continue looking at it anyways. So basically the same thing that we've been seeing in the other IRs, only this shows more convection in the inflow bands in the eastern side of the cyclone than we saw before. And as far as in this imagery, the red goes all the way around the CDO, but the bright pinkish red doesn't go all the way around the eye. If we take a look at rainbow imagery, and someone's going to need to tell me where they get rainbow from, because I don't see it. This is again another very temperature sensitive IR as compared to, let's say, BD enhancement, which is not.
Yeah.
This shows again rectangular proportion of the eye. The tallest sections of thunderstorms to the south of the storm, which is probably where the strongest winds might be, which you would think they would be on the northern side, but tallest thunderstorms are on the southern side of the storm. That's about all I have to say there. And then this one, which is the RB top. RB potentially meaning rainbow again? Who knows?
I'm sure
I
Jason
know.
knows.
Who cares? So we take a look at the, again, you can really see now the rectangular portion of the eye, and where the red is, note that the red is circular, but the actual coldest regions of the eye itself is rectangular and a bit distorted. So there's actually two distinct boundaries of the eye.
Fantastic. Detailed analysis there from Devon.
I tried to hit as many points as possible.
Oh, you sure
I
did.
kind of repeated myself, so I'm sorry. But
No, that's
if
fine.
you guys aren't still sleeping,
Don't worry, I'm already mostly asleep.
let's see here. What else? Let's
Let's.
2330 yet. Yes, 2330. The adjusted and raw T numbers have gone down. But other than that, the final T number and the actual cyclone intensity number have not gone down. We're still at 944 millibars, 119.8 knots, 120 knots, which I think is 140 miles an hour.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Devon.
What?
Let's have a little bit of fun, shall we?
Oh dear.
Let's play Guess the Storm. Now, this is provided courtesy of Jason. He's very good at these web things. And he's put a timer on it as well.
Provided courtesy of Jason.
If any of you guys know it at home, type it in.
Yep.
And,
type it in and tell me.
No, don't tell Devon. No, Devon's not looking.
I'm clueless with these things, and I'm not good at telling what the landmasses are underneath the clouds sometimes.
You can click a hint 3 times if you'd like.
Oh.
Do hurry.
Okay, show a hint, I guess.
2012. I think I remember this one, actually.
Oh, God. Keep going.
Yeah, West Pacific. That's obvious.
Yeah, another clue.
Category 1. I know it, but I can't remember its name. Oh, we're going to find out. Dam Ray.
Dam Ray. So I'm going to guess that's Vietnam on the left?
No, that's China. Pretty far north as well. Now, I think I know this one. I'm pretty sure about this one. Martinez, by the way, guessed that the last one was Mitch. No. Unless he means something else. If Pablo knows, he can also guess as well. I'm sure he will because he's really good at these things.
Hint.
Okay,
Indian Ocean, but
like it. 2010. Now that eliminates many storms. Doesn't give you many left.
I don't know any names from this region, so I can't even guess.
Uh-oh. I know it.
Next.
Arabian Sea, yeah, we sort of knew that. Category 4 doesn't help Devon any one bit, really. I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
Very intense cyclone Durka. I have no idea.
In the end, it was Cyclone Fett, indeed. Made landfall, didn't it, on Oman? Pretty sure that was the one. Can't remember, actually. Here's another one near Australia, and this one looks rather interesting, actually. I wonder whether... Oh, I shouldn't say, actually. Whether it was a particular storm that I'm thinking of. I really don't want to give clues.
I don't... I
can't
think the portion of Australia that is, but I don't think it's the storm that I'm thinking of, so next.
Next? Oh, hint, yeah. 2015. How about that? Yeah, we might have used it before. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong bit.
What is its name?
What is its name? Devon knows it. He knows it. Surely.
Only storm that's coming to mind is Pam.
Oh, no, not Pam. No one else knows it at the moment. We'll show another hint. Australian region, category 4 on the SSHS. Was it a 4? I'd be surprised, actually. I thought it wasn't.
No, that's a no clue.
Lamb.
Lamb. Lamb.
Are
Nope.
there any Atlantic storms coming up? I want to know.
Oh, we'll find out.
I'm going to actually allot more time.
Subtropical storm, Andrea.
Well, you knew that one. But normally I would have allotted a bit more time there just so that other people could guess it as well. But Devon already got it. It's Andrea. Easy enough, that one. And all the fires in Florida there as well. Burning there. Here's an interesting one. We'll pause it for the benefit of other viewers as well, see if they can get it.
Typhoon, I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither, actually. Struggling with this one. Looking at the resolution only, it doesn't strike as a particularly recent storm. But that might just be the resolution. It would be clearly a guess. I mean, you can narrow it down a little bit, the Northern Hemisphere, but 70% of all storms form in the Northern Hemisphere, so...
Yeah, it's in the Northern Hemisphere. I just don't know if it's in the far... I just don't know if it's in, like, the one place in the Atlantic where you can't see anything, or if it's a typhoon.
Yeah. It looks pretty compact, so that would probably favour... I mean, usually, the Atlantic or the East Pacific usually has the smaller ones.
Next.
We're starting to tick on now. Martinez says, is it Nathan? I'm not sure if it's in response to this one or another one. 2011. So I do wonder.
I don't think it's in the Atlantic, but if it was in the Atlantic, I'd guess Ophelia.
Now, the East Pacific had a few strong storms that year.
I
can't actually remember by name which ones they were. There is one I am thinking of right now. That's East Pacific.
Yeah, East Pacific. There you go. So there I am being clueless.
I think I might know what this is actually, but I can't prove that without revealing the answer.
I know I'm wrong, but John?
It's Kenneth. That actually wasn't in my mind either, so...
Okay.
Difficult ones today, Jason. Gee. Except one, well, two actually so far.
What the hell?
This is tiny. That looks like Madagascar to the west. And I imagine, I'd speculate, that because it's so tiny and possibly insignificant, don't know for sure, it might be a recent one.
Show him?
Yeah, we'll show the first at 2015. So I think I have an idea of what this might be. We'll show another one now. Well, we knew the southwestern Indian Ocean. You're worse than me at this, Jason, at giving hints. Tropical storm. Well, I'm just trying to think if there are any others as well as the one I'm thinking of. Anyway, let's just go ahead and reveal the answer. Halibut. I thought it was.
That wasn't even close to what I was thinking.
No. So if you think you get a bad deal with my game show, Images Devon. Now that's over Japan. And, well, I don't want to give a clue. I mean, it's quite obvious it's over Japan. Or is it?
No, that's over Japan.
Well, yeah, we know, but other people might not. But I think I might know what this one is as well. 2013, that's what I thought. I remember forecasting this storm. Never mind, Devon. Is Pablo still alive? I thought he'd be typing in every single answer here. Maybe he's left the PC unattended.
I can't think of it.
Yeah. West Pacific, tropical storm.
Oh, forget it. I have no idea
Oh,
then.
forget it. I've forgotten it already, Devon. The answer, Man Yi, from 2013. I remember it well.
I know that.
Yeah. Well, this one looks familiar.
Hurricane Maria?
I'm not sure. No. I think I know what this one might be.
There's only two that come to my mind, Hurricane Maria and Hurricane Nate.
I've just said what I think it might be in the chat on this this very conversation, because I think it might be that.
Hurricane Humbert. Okay, well, let's show hint.
Oh, sorry. 2013. Well, how about it, Devon?
Well, that would be Humberto if it's in the Atlantic.
I helped you along there. Yep,
If
let's
it's in the
confirm it.
Atlantic.
It is Humberto. It's clearly the Cape Verde Islands to the south.
I didn't see
Almost.
I didn't see the Cape Verde Islands.
Ah, there you are.
I'm thinking that this is Hurricane Nate of 2005. What is this?
What is it? What on earth is that?
Looks like a very powerful storm.
I'm not
Very
entirely sure.
powerful storm.
I think I have a feeling it might be one of the. I'm probably wrong, but it might be one of the 2011 typhoons. Let's see the first hint. No, the 2015 storm.
Okay. Well, because of the power of that storm, because that looks to be absolutely impressive.
You suppose it might be one of the Cat 5s we had this year,
It would
maybe?
have to be.
Hmm.
I can't see it being otherwise.
I don't think we've actually had any others really, apart from the Cat 5s, have we? Or perhaps the Cat 3 that we had in the West Pacific this year, maybe.
That looks way too strong to be a Cat 3.
I'm just not sure.
Yikes.
Category 4.
What?
Did it reach Category 4? Higos did, yes. That's what I was thinking of.
That looks like a sub 900 millibar Category 5.
Well, not according to what they were saying at the time. Now, where is this? This is interesting.
Well,
Oh no, I know what storm this is.
I know what storm it is.
It's a record breaker, isn't it, Jason?
I don't know its name. I don't know its name.
I know.
I don't know its name, and this is quite sad.
The record breaker, wasn't it? I'm
Yes,
sure it
this is the tropical storm that formed at 1.2 north, wasn't it?
And actually reached typhoon force winds, didn't it? According to JTWC, anyway.
No, it was 70 miles an hour.
Close, anyway.
I don't know the name of it.
Begins with a V.
Huh? Category 1, but I know where it is. I know what storm it is. I don't know the name.
Begins with a V, Devon. Come on. Come on, Devon. Come on. You can do this. Sorry, I don't think we've actually been projecting it on the screen. Oops.
Vamay.
Guess the storm has finished. What is this? Vamay. Whatever. I think I was looking at Devon the whole time. I'm not even sure if anyone saw that at home. Oops. Oh well. And there we are. Apparently that's the end of Guess the Storm, which is now finished. If you'd like to play Guess the Storm, by the way, for real, on our game shows, there may still be a little bit of time for you if you can get onto our next one. If you're interested, please let me know and I'll get back to you. My email address is force-13, the number 13, at hotmail.co.uk.
The number again, force-13.hotmail.co.uk.
And if it's wrong, it's probably because my mind isn't working very well. Guys, I think we're going to end the show early by half an hour, which means now basically, because of course we've already started the Atlantic hurricane season, and I think there's nothing else really left for us to discuss. Just what's going on with Hurricane Andrew.
Has come out with the 2400. Oh, not 2400.
Devon's completely lost the plot, and it's getting dark there. Devon is going crazy.
Somebody please smite me right now. I deserve it. The 2400.
So tell us, what is the 0 saying?
Nothing. It's
Nothing.
still at 2330.
Jason's reporting another earthquake that's occurred, magnitude 4.4, 35 kilometers north-northeast of Bandar e Ganave in Iran.
Oh God.
What's going on there?
Daniel.
Oh boy. Well, I think we'd better get going here from the show so that we can see the other things
Why?
elsewhere.
Where do you need to be? Where do you need to go? What are you doing?
Well, I'll be going to
Where's
bed
home
shortly.
from the computer? You're acting very suspicious. I might have to hang you.
No, I'm just talking about the Skype nonsense that's going on. Oh
Oh.
boy, I'm looking at it now. Yep, if you'd like to join the Force 13 Skype chat room, by the way, you're more than welcome to. Just add myself, Fool13, the number 13 on Skype, and just ask for it, and I'll add you in there, where you can discuss the current situation with fellow Storm trackers, and indeed many of them you see on our fine shows as well. But I think that's going to be the end for now. Devon, any final comments from you?
It just started downpouring.
Started a downpour.
Yep. I take a look at the pool. Ow! Ow!
Well, that's Devon for you. You're always hitting something.
Yeah, that was a combination of my elbow smashing off my windowsill plus my back cracking at the same time.
Insanity. Well, we're going to get going now. We hope you enjoyed the whole show. I don't know how I've managed to live through it, but I have somehow. There'll be more storm updates on the way, I'm sure, if not on Andres, on Blanca, and future storms in the Eastern Pacific. I've been unwell the past few days, so I've not really been around to do any storm updates. But of course, tonight it was really necessary, of course, because it was the official start of the Atlantic hurricane season, which we heralded in the last half hour.
I would like to mention one thing, actually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start my weekly Envisions now. That's gonna have to come out sometime tomorrow morning Eastern, probably early evening UTC.
Wow, nice.
I hope it's probably gonna be a longer video than my normal updates, probably about 6 minutes long. But that's only going to be really 6 minutes about me babbling about the wind shear in the eliminate.
Well, hey, you've been babbling as well as myself for nearly 3 hours. But until next time, of course, we'll be running live whenever there's anything really interesting going on, like a storm affecting land or a Category 5. Otherwise, there'll probably just be the recorded updates that you're very used to on the Force 13 page. Of course, check out our affiliates as well. Devon's one of them. What's your channel name, Devon? I'm giving you the opportunity a little plug here.
Project Envision is where I post my tropical cyclone updates now. It's got some other garbage on it, but as long as you're able to wade through all of it, you'll be able to find the videos.
Well, there we are. And of course, Jason's got his own channel as well, which I think is linked from Force 13's main channel. If Devon's isn't already, I'm sure that will be soon as well, because he'll kill me otherwise. Until next time. Yeah. It's worth it, though. It's worth the watch. Until next time, we'll see you again soon. Have a good evening, and happy hurricane season. Goodbye.